We welcome you to University Presbyterian Church and our meaningful meditation for this second Sunday of Advent, December 8th. We are continuing in our series, Words from the Beginning, and this Sunday we will be looking at two passages from the Old Testament and one from the New Testament. The two from the Old, framing it is the verse from Ecclesiastes that talks about the importance of a three-strand cord and how, as we go through life, how it strengthens our life, our journey, to realize that we are not ever alone, the importance of companions for the journey, and most importantly, the importance of God as part of our life and the strength that we draw from God's Spirit, as well as also the relationships and friendships in our life. And so we're looking at the beautiful story in the Old Testament of Ruth and Naomi. Naomi is married and has two sons, and Ruth marries one of those two sons. And then sadly, Naomi's husband passes away, and Ruth's husband also passes away, and Naomi's other son. And so basically we have a story of three widows, Ruth, Naomi, and Orpah. And Orpah decides to go back home. She and Ruth are both from the Moab region. And so there's a lot of division here because there's the south and the north, like we talked about last week. And so Ruth has a decision to make because Naomi is going to return back to the south, to home. And she wants to go with Ruth wants to go with Naomi. And Naomi says, no, you should stay here with your people. And you may remember the classic line, you hear it at weddings, that your people are my people and I will always be with you. So it's really showing the importance of their companionship, and both in times of grief and needing that support for each other. And so the importance of why Ruth and Naomi are so vital to the Christmas story is that Ruth subsequently marries Boaz, and together they have a son, Obed, who then has a son, Jesse, who then has a son, David. And that is in the line of Christ. And so when you think about Ruth's life being a huge part of Jesus' ancestry, and often in the world we don't give women much credit, and so the story of Ruth has great value for us when we think about the importance of women of faith. And then two other women of faith that we'll talk about from the New Testament is Mary and her relative Elizabeth, and their visit together as they discuss what's about to happen to both of them and having a child. And so how do we think about this time in which often Christmas and all the expectations can make us feel lonely, missing people that were a big part of our life before, or feeling like we don't have a certain someone in our life and significance. And so loneliness is a huge part, sadly, of the Advent and Christmas season. So what does the church have to offer? What does our faith have to help us through that? So many things that we're going to be talking about on Sunday as we think about not only the importance of who we value in our life, how do we remind people in our life, but are we aware of people around us who may especially be lonely in this time. So we hope that you will come and hear more and learn more together as we continue along this beautiful season of Advent. We'll light the second candle of Advent and have beautiful music as well. On Sunday evening, our youth group has their Christmas party from 6 to 8 here at the church. We also have the Rochester Christmas Community Concert, which is in Rochester at St. Andrew's Church, and that starts at 7:30, and our chancel choir from our church will be singing along with many other choirs in our community. So that starts at 7:30, and there's no charge for that. You probably want to get there a little early because it tends to be pretty full. So all that's happening this Sunday on the second Sunday of Advent. A reminder that we are collecting money for Christmas baskets in order to give gift cards for food to those in our neighborhood that need some encouragement this Christmas season. And then also for your calendar, on Christmas Eve, December 24th, we'll have 2 services here that day at 10 a.m., which is our unrehearsed Christmas pageant for all the little ones and older ones too. And we'll have the traditional story as well as lighting our individual candles. And then that evening at 8 p.m., we will have our traditional candlelight service with our chancel choir. So hope those things are on your calendar as we continue through this beautiful season of Advent, and peace for your journey. Amen.